Hello, folks. Welcome to the Whiskered Woodcarver. I'm Jeff C. I don't know what I'm clapping for. For myself? I don't know. I'm Jeff C., a visual marketing and live video strategist, and this is the show where I carve and talk with my friends for about a half an hour. So, nice little thing I like to do towards the end of my day and show you how much you can get done, but just working on something 30 minutes a day. And we usually have a topic we're talking about, and today is like, who would you like to meet the most in real life? Like, if you could meet anybody, who would it be? Is it a movie star? Is it a celebrity? Is it, I don't know. I want to know. Tell me who you would like to meet in real life. Oh, so Carrie says, I've added captions. I don't know how well, I think they turned on automatically. I'm seeing them now too. I did not turn them on, Carrie. So Carrie is like, she is a faithful viewer. But we'll see how good it works. So, oh, Steve Martin. Snap, Carrie, I love you even more. He is the reason back in the day I started playing the banjo. When he was a wild and crazy guy, I read his biography. He's an incredible banjo player. He would be on the top of my list now that you mention it. So, Steve Martin, I want to know why, Carrie, Steve Martin. So we're going to go right to the carving cam as we continue our discussion. We are working on, this is the prototype, and this is where we've gotten so far. We're getting there. A little bit of detail still left to do before we finish up. So as always, we start by sharpening our knives and get going that way. So Joshua Kennedy says Robin Williams. Joshua says he finished the first half of his contract. Well, congratulations, Josh. That is awesome. Matthew West is who Josh says he would like to meet. Steve Martin would be fun. I just would like to sit and listen to him actually play the banjo because I am a big fan, but he is also very funny. I remember when he was on like the Muppets and all the stuff, The Jerk, Roxanne, all those good. That's a bottle of wine conversation. Too much info and great things. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Steve Martin. So, Jim says Mark Wahlberg. So why Mark Wahlberg? Do you? That's really interesting to me, Jim. That's who would you like to meet in real life? So Rhonda, I bet it would be Donald Miller. Wouldn't that be one, Rhonda? Because I know you're a fan of his books. I don't know. There's so many. There's people I want to hang out with, but like meet. Yeah, that's a tough one. Steve Martin is a good one though. Because he's not just an actor. He is so stinking talented on so many different things. So Jim says that's one of his favorite actors, Mark Wahlberg. He's a pretty decent guy too. I really, like when he was back with Marky Mark kind of thing, I was like, okay. But he's turned into like a real good family guy and pretty interesting dude. Yeah, he is a pretty interesting dude, Carrie. In fact, I watched, my daughter's a big Scooby-Doo fan. And she's going to college, so it's not like she's like a little person. But Mark Wahlberg was the voice on one of them. Who was he? Oh, he played the Falcon. It was, they had Dynamite and the Falcon were in this new Scooby, and he was the Falcon's voice, and he did a really good job. So Jim goes, he's my man crush. Oh, and I wondered about the restaurant thing, the Wahlburgers. I have never eaten there, but I used to watch the show every once in a while. That's very cool. Trying to think. Steve Martin, man, that just really, that hit home, Carrie. I wasn't even thinking of him. Tom Hanks would be another one I think he seems like a cool guy, and I think I would like to hang out with him. So Rhonda goes, I just don't know. People are rarely what you make them out to be. That's true. So I don't want to be disappointed. Some mysteries are better left as mysteries. Yeah. So I've met most of my like business, I guess, idols or, things. So trying to think who else I would like to meet. There's like the people I'd like to ask questions. Like I'd like to ask like Bill Gates some questions. Just I think he's an interesting dude. I really like watching documentaries. I would love to sit down and like spend an afternoon with George Lucas, because I know, I mean, he's just, I am, and Bob Eisner from the Disney CEO. I watched his masterclass, and he's a smart dude. I mean, he was talking about the Marvel acquisition and all that kind of stuff. So they have the Impossible Burger there. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Tom Hanks, yeah, Carrie says she'd like to meet him. It's really interesting. But I think Rhonda's right, because I've met some people before, and I'm like, that was a disappointment. He's kind of a jerk. Or they weren't like, you kind of see how the sausage is made a little bit. Yeah, Carrie goes, oh geez, George Lucas, my brain's exploding. He'd be awesome. The stuff he developed, and just like from film and storytelling, and I was watching some more stuff on Disney Plus about him, and I was just like, I was watching the behind the scenes. They're releasing like the Disney gallery on the how they made The Mandalorian, and they were talking about the stuff George did, and it's pretty interesting. So Josh goes, I'm going to state the obvious, but Jesus, yeah, that's a good one. Clint Eastwood. The funny thing is my uncle's met him a couple times. He used to go to a bar in Topeka to get a 6-pack of beer before he would go get treated for alcoholism at like Minniger's or somewhere there, that my uncle told me he used to see him at the bar before he would go get his alcohol treatment back in the day. Yeah, Clint Eastwood would be cool. He would be cool. Rick Baker would be cool. Monster makeup artist. I always loved Stan Winston. Remember from the Winston Creature Shop? He did a lot of stuff like Predator and some of the other cool stuff. I always thought it'd be cool to go talk and hang out with him. Just trying to. Got one arm a little bit thicker than the other. But yeah. So is there like business leaders you would like? I would like to talk to Mark Cuban. I don't agree with everything, he does on Shark Tank and stuff, but I think he's a pretty smart dude. I wouldn't mind talking with him. And I would love to see a masterclass or talk to J.K. Rowling, just because to talk to her about storytelling, I just like to get her insights of stuff. A friend of mine, we split they had a buy one get one free for the masterclass. I mean, you've seen those ads online all the time where they can teach you can take different classes for stuff, and so it's really cool. So I took one from Steve Martin. I watched the Bob Iger one, the Disney CEO. There's a ton of good ones there. Yeah, Cuban, Carrie said, would be a great conversation too. No, J.K. Rowling doesn't have a masterclass, but there are some good storytelling ones in there. The lady who wrote The Handmaid's Tale, Atwood, she's in there. Joshua goes, someone who helped me start your small business better. Well, there's a lot of people around who can help you with that. Oh, you did the Steve Martin one. It was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. Carrie says she did the Steve Martin one too. What's the next one I was going to take? Anyway, I got to go back and look. There's even like cooking, and there's a barbecue one in there. There's all sorts of cool ones. I love that kind of stuff. I wasn't much of a student in school and in college, but I like learning what I want to learn. It's funny that some of us have the same people we'd want to meet, I think. Yeah, there are tons. You could spend all... Yeah, I did it started during the holiday break, and there's a lot of stuff there that I really like. But I remember when like I started meeting like when I went to the first time to social media marketing world, and I started meeting all these people like who I'd seen online but never. I mean, it was, why do we get nervous for when we go talk to those kind of people? I mean, I do anyway. And they're just normal people. Still need to get my... Is this the right one? Yeah. It's that's not the one. I'll just try doing it this way. Really don't want to slice off this ear too much. Joshua says, I got tired just watching you work, and I have 2 more days I have to work. We go pass out for a couple years. Yeah, well, don't overextend yourself there, Josh, you know. And this isn't work. This is fun. Just trying to make the... Just kind of fix up the ears a little bit more. I really need to find my... Oh, there it is. A little wider gouge. So I have this one. I'm trying to get kind of... There it is. There's one. Shape out the ear a little bit more. So this is a pretty flat little gouge here that I just kind of want to clean up some of this right here. There we go. Just trying to round some of this ear out. So other than my dad, does anyone else do woodworking too? Are you asking the group, or are you asking like in my family? Yeah, it is really relaxing, Carrie. I enjoy talking to you guys, learning new things. Let's see here. Oh, the C family. No, it's pretty much, I mean, my son plays around with it a little bit, but my uncle does all sorts of things. But My grandpa did on my dad's dad, but not really carving. He did a lot of just carpentry. This little square right here. But yeah, so it was mostly my dad, and that's about it. But we always, like, my dad, the house I grew up with in Kansas, they pretty much redid it. It was over 100 and some years old, and they did all sorts of work on it. It was a cool house. And they just did it little by little. It used to be, it actually was a barn. So if you pulled off the siding, there was a barn in it. And then before we bought it, it was actually a boarding house for a while. There's some old timers in town who actually stayed there that Dad would tell me about. We actually, one time we were putting a new sewer line and we were digging it up, and there was a grave marker that was from a boy who, then it was 100 and some years ago, who died, and they used to bury their dead by their barns. And so that's why the gravestone was there. And so I actually have it I took it to, when they sold the house, they had it there, and I'm like, this is cool. I don't know if I'm legally supposed to do that or not, but I have it just because it was cool. So, and I didn't want to lose it. I didn't want somebody to just throw it away. But that house looked like every horror movie house growing up that you'd ever seen. It was a great house, but it freaked me out many, many, many nights growing up. Because it made noises. It was an old house, and it would just make noises. So we didn't find the coffin, we just found the headstone. I think the coffin had disintegrated many, many years ago and all that stuff. So it wasn't there. It was just a very, very old gravestone. You could barely see even the markings on the gravestone. But our neighbor, who used to have a barn back, it was an old barn from back in the day, when they tore it down, they had found like remnants of a of a gravestone. So that was just the thing they did back in the day. So got one ear, see, getting there. Start working on the other one. Like that. And that's what I love these little gouges for. It's a little U gouge. Not sure what size it is. Just like that. There we go. Yeah, ears. So just kind of smooth it out a little bit. So yeah, she is. Well, there's a lot of. So Carrie asks, is my daughter excited about college? She is, but there's a lot of unknowns right now. Like, and my son's even thinking about, should he take a gap year or or a gap semester, because he's like, Dad, this isn't worth it paying for if we're going to online classes next year. So supposedly Texas A&M's going to have classes, but it's still, we don't know really. I think it's still too early to figure that out. So Here we go. Got the ears looking okay. We have to do something. Should we auction this off? Should we do another contest? I don't know what we're going to do about Mr. Bear here. I feel good that I got a lot of the ear done, though. Makes me feel like I accomplished something. Alright, we need to still do his feet a little bit. Still think they're a little blocky. Yeah, so there you go. Yes, probably to get away from Dad. That's probably true, Joshua. So yeah, Carrie, social media marketing world, 21 or not to 21. So it's kind of bumming me out because my wife has scar tissue in her lungs. So she gets this, it's gonna be really bad. So we've been delivery groceries, not going out. So we've locked down pretty hard. So even if things loosen up and they're having conferences and stuff, unless there's a vaccine or something, I just don't know, because I don't want to be separated for go back into quarantine when I get home from somewhere. That would stink. So I'm having to rethink like all my speaking stuff coming up. Hopefully, knock on wood, they'll get a vaccine quickly. But I'm lucky that I'm diversified quite a bit compared to some of my other friends who really counted on speaking money. They're really, a lot of them are really hurting right now. So, very thankful for the stuff I get to do and the clients I have. So Carrie goes, me too. I think they do it won't be like years before. Insurance will probably be an issue. Yeah, they probably won't do it. I don't know. I think it's a lot's gonna. I think the country is really looking to Disney to see what they're gonna do, and when they start like letting people back in for like reels. Even in Shanghai right now, it's like super like 30% capacity. So it's not really open. So we'll just have to see. So yeah. So have I ever tried doing chainsaw carving? I have not. I've been fascinated by it and I like to watch it online, but I just how do you practice that? And that's a lot of investment. They have special chainsaws and stuff. I think it's really cool. I've seen some. One of the guys I went and visited in Nashville had a eagle chainsawed out of a big tree in his front yard and it looked really, really cool. I love that kind of stuff, but yeah. Madam Rainbow Pants, so good to see you. So she says, whom I want to meet in real life? Probably my siblings, if you have any. Yes. Eva goes, we're sitting in old Chicago now. It's open. Yay. Good for you, Eva. To meet people 6 feet apart, those in our industry, yeah. Carrie thought about renting an RV and doing a country ride road trip, COVID style. Yeah, David Foster from Live Streaming Pros did that to deal with some clients, and I thought that was a great idea. I have a feeling RV sales are going to be really, really good this year. So I've thought about, just getting out of the house and doing some camping. But I like RV stuff. I think it's kind of fun. So, Madam Rainbows, how was your weekend? My weekend was great. I kind of laid low, and it was fun. We watched some movies. I was talking earlier, my daughter's a big Scooby-Doo fan, so we watched the new Scoob movie, which was fun. It had a lot of, like, the Hanna-Barbera cameos in it, so it was fun to watch. So, let's see. But Madam Rainbow has to talk about meeting her siblings, which is very cool. My mom was adopted, and I remember she was adopted and she had like, I think it was 4 sisters, but only her and my Aunt Kathy were adopted out of the orphanage. So I only grew up knowing my Aunt Kathy. And then in high school, somehow they got all tracked down and they came together. And I remember going to that, and it was really weird seeing these people who had a resemblance to my mom, but who I didn't know. So that was an interesting thing. But it was really cool that my mom got to do that and see all of them. So let me see if this works. Yeah, I like that. Kind of like that. That looks good. Kind of got his little pants started to go there. So Gary says, my dad thought it was crazy since it would be a long, expensive, and just for work. Well, if you could write it off, of course it'd be fun. I'm assuming you're talking about your RV trip. Our son, Eva goes, our son rented an RV about a month ago and went to Colorado for a week while quarantining. That's a smart idea. That would be fun. That would be fun. See, we have so many great places like around here in Texas that are just like 45 minutes, an hour away. That would be really good. And of course, Texas, most everything's opening up. So I think the parks are starting to be opened up again and all sorts of things. So just taking these pants down a little bit. That didn't sound good, but getting the width down. We're getting there. So Carrie goes, yeah, it would be for work even if coffee meets mass 6 inches apart. She'd do it. Well, let me know if you head on through Texas. Is there a certain place you want to go, Carrie? So she goes, I have people in Canada I'd like to meet in person. Well, as in person as I could ever be. Yeah. Here we go. Just noticed I really got to work here on the... haven't done anything here on the back of his legs. It's about 3 minutes left. Yeah, I think, you know, it's not so much famous people. I just like to meet. I guess I'm really lonely right now for people to like that I know, like from conferences and stuff, that I want to meet again and hang out with. Maybe it's because the last place I went was Disney with some pals. I really want to do that again. I just want to go and do that kind of stuff. Yeah, Carrie goes, yeah, people I'd love to meet. Whether they want to meet is another thing altogether. Now, Carrie, did we meet at Social Media Marketing World one year? I can't remember if we did or not. I think we did, but I just can't. I don't know where it was. Because I know you didn't go this year. Yeah, Josh would meet me. How do I want to do this? Yeah, you were supposed to go to the UK again. See, you should have went to... I mean, we were talking... I was running Kim Garth's show today, and Vivica was on, and they were talking about how the social media marketing world just got under the wire. We got really lucky that worked out, because I don't even think the convention center allowed anything after that because of everything going on. So yeah. But it'll happen again. Things will get together. It's just maybe not as soon as we all want it to. Like some of us, we want it now. We're not patient people. Yeah, so Carrie goes, they really did, and it was great that they didn't have any huge backlash of people getting sick. Yeah, I was worried about that. And, I still wonder, because I didn't feel good when I got back home. And I know everybody wonders if they had it and just got over it. But I really do, because I chalked it up to really, because I got home, because I went straight from there to Orlando. I mean, all in the planes, and it was moving through all those places. And I just don't know if because I felt horrible for like 3 or 4 days, and I thought it was just because I came home and mowed. But, maybe when they get the testing a little open to some more people, I can get it checked out and see. But, anyway. Nerds Gathering is always crazy, yes. Social Media Marketing World 22 will be crazy. Yes, it will be. I may go early, and I've always, and I think I've talked about this before. Oh, my time is up. Look at this. I'm talking. We got quite a bit done today. Got a lot done on the pants, and got the ears done. I mean, we got a lot of stuff done. But I thought about taking, like you talked about taking an RV, Carrie. I've thought about like getting on a train, and they had the Road to Social when they all kind of carpooled. I thought about doing a train, and anybody could get on the train as we go to California, San Diego. I think that would be a blast. Yeah, so Carrie goes, I'd plan to go early and stay a little late. Yes, that's the way to do it, because it's just a blur. And so Eric Fisher and I usually do that. We would we get so many rooms, and because we worked there, and we'd like stay together so we could have longer. So that was a lot of fun. So we will make sure, and Carrie will have to go and get some lunch, or have a dedicated hangout time with everybody who watches the Whiskered Woodcarver. That would be fun. Alrighty. Yeah, I didn't know anybody either, but I met a lot of people, Carrie, the first time I went. That is our time, you guys. Once again, it's awesome. I appreciate you and the conversation we have every time we get together. Once again, I always have 4 things. Josh goes, can I join if you're not part of the Nerd Gathering? If you want to go to San Diego, Josh, and get a ticket, you are more than welcome to hang out with the nerds, because we are marketing nerds when we get there. So, Carrie, thank you so much for being here and the great conversation. And have a great rest of your day. As always, leave you with 4 things. Number 1, remember we're apart, but we're not alone. We talk to each other all the time with this kind of a conversation we have here. Number 2, wash your hands. Number 3, hug those people around you if you can. And number 4, pray for the doctors and nurses on the front lines. And with that, I will see you next time, everybody. Bye now. Have a great rest of your day.